So I'd like to start with a simple exercise, please. Everyone can participate. If you take your hand and put it on the top of your head, and take your other hand and put it on your chin, and then just kind of look at the space between your hands, and remember, for the duration of the story, the size of that space. Okay, so 10 years ago, when I first got married, I went on a shared birthday trip to New York City with my husband, David, a nice Jewish boy from Chicago, and my mother-in-law, Elaine, who has a birthday in March like I do. Now, she picked the Carnegie Deli as the place where we would have our birthday lunch. This would not have been my first choice, and probably not David's either, since we're both vegetarians. But we go along with it, and I really want to make it work, so we get to the deli. The first thing I notice when I walk in is the aggressive meat smell. And the way I deal with it is I decide I'm just not going to breathe that much. So we get to the table, and I also don't want to see the food, so I just focus in one spot. I'm no peripheral vision, and I'm looking straight at my mother-in-law. I'm checking her out. She's got the menu in her hand, and she's got very long fingernails. They're sparkly. There are decals on her nails. She's wearing a purple jacket. It's fuzzy. I'm staring at it, and as I'm staring at it, I get that it is a real fur jacket, and it is made of the pelts of small animals stitched together through their little skins. And of course I'm staring, and so Elaine says, "Oh, you like my jacket? You know, I was watching the E! Channel, and J-Lo has one just like this. It's a baby fat." Now I'm scared, because I don't know as much about J-Lo as my mother-in-law does. And the small talk thing isn't quite going as well as I want it to go. Luckily, the server comes, and we order our food. Elaine orders her corned beef sandwich. I really don't know what to order, so David orders for us. He gets us cheese blintzes, some potato pancakes, and some beet borscht soup. And I have some questions. Excuse me, is there a tofu substitution for the cheese in the blintzes? Because rennet is sometimes fat, and that's not like a vegetarian ingredient. And also in the soup, is there like chicken stock? And David gives me one of the first married people we can communicate without talking looks. And the look basically says, "Stop." And so I do. And the server leaves. But now I'm a little bit more uncomfortable, because I know the truth about Elaine's jacket. I haven't been breathing very much, and the smell is still getting to me. David and his mom are talking, and I'm having these thoughts, and she asks me a question, and she says, Nimisha, I'm so surprised that you did not order a sandwich. It says here on the menu that they are world famous. Now, there was a lot of things I could have done with that, but I didn't. And I don't correct her pronunciation of my name. It's Nimisha, not Dimisha. The food comes. I'm not kidding. People, remember this? Okay, the sandwich is the size of a human head. They put it in front of me. Elaine goes for it like she has made the kill. And she's in it, and it's huge, and she cannot manipulate it. It's getting under her fingernails. This is in the time before her cataract surgery. She can't see very well, so she's picking at it. There are now meat missiles coming at me. I look at David. He's so happy. He's so happy. He has no I'm going through. I'm on my own, people. I make a fort. I move the menu this way, I put the ketchup right there, the salt and peppers over here. The guy comes to see how we're doing. I'm over my food, right? He looks at me like I'm a crazy person, and I get that I am powerless in the face of this sandwich. He asks, Elaine, how's your food? Oh, it's fabulous. And he leaves. Just when I think it cannot get worse. Through my fort, across the defenses, comes Elaine's hand and her talons grab onto my hand. And I'm freaking out because now that meat juice is like on me, and I'm scheming out and I cannot take it. And I'm like, I'm gonna vomit, I've gotta get up. So I like take my hand and I look up and boom. For the first time, I look at Elaine and there are tears in her eyes. And I see what David has seen all along. I see a widow who lives alone in Chicago. A woman who shovels her own snow. Someone who has made it to New York City for the first time in her life. And she is eating the sandwich of her dreams. I look at her and I say, Elaine, you're welcome. And you know what? I mean it. I should have been ashamed of myself and the vegetarian princess situation I had going on. But you know what? I'm not ashamed because of the one thing in the world that has the power to beat shame every time. In that moment, I began to love my mother-in-law.